Modern enterprise operates at a scale that rivals sovereign nations. A single multinational corporation can control global supply chains, employ hundreds of thousands of people, and deploy capital capable of altering the economic landscape of entire cities. Left to their own mechanics, the directives to increase market share and compound revenue operate without limits. The drive for authority and profit thrives in a vacuum, aggressively pushing outward until it hits a barrier. We see the resulting damage when that drive isolates itself from its environment. Falsified emissions reports, dissolved pensions, and compromised ecosystems are the direct mathematical output of organizations optimizing purely for short-term metrics without internal guardrails. An entity engineered strictly for unchecked growth eventually consumes its host environment, destroying both its own foundation and the society surrounding it. Corporate governance functions as the internal operating system required to direct and manage corporate power. The Institute of Governance and Research defines the exact architecture of this operating system. This demonstrates their core philosophy. The heavy weight of ambition tips the scale violently. Every expansion needs an ethical counterweight. Adding the second block of accountability snaps the system into equilibrium. Governance relies entirely on this deliberate tension between drive and duty. Capital allocation and high-stakes strategic decisions originate here. The governing body and top management are deliberately empowered with the authority they need to execute aggressive plays in competitive markets. That power is tethered by the principle of authority with responsibility. A board's capacity to provide direction is only valid because they act directly as agents of the shareholders, making decisions strictly in the best interests of the business. Securing those interests requires integrity with independence. Directors must evaluate strategy completely free from personal bias, internal company politics, or external pressures. Boardroom influence is never an inherent right. It is a conditional mandate, granted and maintained entirely through continuous, measurable responsibility. Strategy then passes to management for execution. Their primary function is to deliver results, measured strictly against predetermined performance targets. This line graph tracks aggressive wealth creation, but notice how the upward trend remains inside the glowing boundary channels. This represents performance with conformance. Strategy execution must occur within the strict confines of international accounting policies, reporting standards, and legislation. Enforcing those boundaries requires actions with accountability and conduct with discipline. Leaders own the outcomes of their strategic choices and must commit to behavior that is internationally recognized as morally correct. Hitting quarterly numbers by bypassing those standards invalidates the success entirely. Operational victories achieved through indiscipline are structural failures. The impact of those operational victories extends far past the shareholders. Every business is physically and economically embedded inside a larger global community. Maintaining true profitability with sustainability means ensuring economic performance simultaneously addresses the social, health, and environmental factors surrounding the company. The strategy relies on equity with fairness. Systems must be built to balance the rights, responsibilities, and rewards of all stakeholders involved, from the assembly line to the surrounding municipalities, not just the executives at the top. A truly profitable company actively sustains the ecosystem that allows it to operate. How external observers verify an organization is maintaining this dual mandate framework behind closed doors. This diagram illustrates communications with transparency. The ease of access to internal data nodes allows shareholders and stakeholders to accurately assess business performance without relying entirely on curated summaries. That transparent data directly feeds the principle of rewards with results. To succeed and survive, businesses must measure and compensate directors and employees based directly on verified individual performance, rather than paying a flat premium for a title or position. Unhindered access to transparent information and strictly merit-based compensation serve as the definitive defense mechanisms against internal corruption and stagnation. Ambition, when perfectly counterweighted by accountability, yields a durable, resilient organization. These principles facilitate long-term revenue and strategic ambition by channeling momentum into structures designed for longevity. Applying these principles structures a company to last. It transforms a profit engine into a reliable, integrated component of our shared economic and environmental future.